Good morning. Hey?
Literally. No, hang on. Are we right?
We're live? Are we good?
We're live right now, sorry.
There we go. It's Friday, right? Let's off.
Yeah, we've done pretty well so far this week. Every single weekday morning at 10 a.m. we have been going live, talking about what the papers are saying, and today is no different. Very interesting evening last night for both Everton and Arsenal, and that's reflected in the back pages this morning. We're going to be looking at those in a second. But just to say that One for the Weekend, which is our bloody brilliant podcast, we've got Rory talking about Chelsea being in turmoil. That is a wicked podcast that is dropping in just 10 minutes.
What more could you want? It's like content overload.
Exactly. So if you are joining us live, get involved. If you're an Everton or Arsenal fan, let us know your thoughts on last night and the whole situation. But after that, go check out the One for the Weekend podcast. You can check it on YouTube or on iTunes. Right, let's get into it. And let's start off with Ronald Koeman.
Where else to start, eh?
Absolutely. A couple of the back pages, 3 or 4 of the back pages, you can see that some of the headlines of Everton going down fighting. They, of course, lost 2-1 against Lyon at home at Goodison Park yesterday. The big talking point, of course, was a Everton fan who decided to get in a bit of a scuffle after Ashley Williams had created a whole sort of melee and brawl. This guy is holding his child and trying to knock off a couple of punches. So understandably, the back pages are looking at a few of those, using that as an option. But it was a feisty evening. But the papers, it's interesting. Ronald Koeman has got a lot of pressure on him.
That's to say the least.
Huge amount of pressure. But the headlines are slightly differing on different back pages. And so it'd be interesting to know what you think in the comments. Let us know. We'll definitely read out a few of those. But some of them are being slightly more optimistic, I guess, about how Everton have been playing previously to last night. There was literally a bit more fight, but I think there was a feeling that they were playing a little bit better yesterday.
But it's not just a one game. It's not just one result which is causing this. Let's have a look back at Everton's last, say, 5-6 fixtures. We've got a 1-1 draw with Brighton before that. Before that, a 1-0 loss to Burnley. Before that, a 2-2 draw with Apollon Limassol. And you have to go back to games against Sunderland and Bournemouth. The last 23rd of September was Everton's last win. Now, Everton have been waiting a long, long time to get a new owner in. They've got Moshiri, who's willing to spend money. And they've got a manager in that they trust. They did sell Lukaku, yes, but they spent, I thought they spent well in the summer. And it does look like Spurs Mark II. When Spurs lost Gareth Bale and they spent big on a lot of players, it was very hard for AVB. I think AVB was manager at the time, to gel everybody together. And that looks like the struggles that Koeman is going through. So even if Koeman left, those same struggles would exist for whoever comes in next, because it's still the exact same set of players. Something's definitely going wrong at the club, and I don't know whether it's just Koeman or whether it's the players themselves as well. But is his sacking now? Because I said it to you before yesterday. I said, look, if he loses against Lyon and then loses against Arsenal, is his sacking inevitable? He's now lost against Lyon, which was the easier of the two games, would you say?
Yeah, definitely, absolutely.
And now you got Arsenal next. They managed to get a 1-0 win away at Red Star Belgrade. A good result for them, because it is not an easy trip, and it was very intimidating atmosphere. Giroud's overhead kick won it for them.
Very, very impressive.
But
with Everton, what I would say is that Alex Bysouth, who was writing the report for BBC Sport, made an interesting point that every Everton manager has always got 100 games. Every single Everton manager. So for Ronald Koeman, I think Everton fans want him to be given time, although it seems like there's quite a strong reaction. Ped was at the game yesterday. Ped he seemed slightly more optimistic after the performance last night. Check this out.
Thought tonight there was a little glimpse of the Everton we've been waiting to see. That fighting spirit, playing for the crowd, playing for the shirt. Not about tactics, not about who the manager is, but really playing for the crowd tonight.
So Ped feeling like there was a bit more heart to the team, a bit more oomph. He was saying it's not actually always about tactics or the manager, it's about the players stepping up and doing it. If you want to check out the rest of that match reaction, you can do that on Toffee TV. Search that on YouTube. Go subscribe to them if you're an Everton fan. What do the comments say?
There's you got Emilio De Santis saying Unsworth knows the Everton way on a good basis without Prem 2 and World Cup champions under 23s. And, I was looking before we came on at who are potential replacements for Ronald Koeman if he does leave. And right now, On Bet Victor, at least, David Unsworth is 3-1 favourite with Carlo Ancelotti second at 9-1 and Eddie Howe down at 12-1. I don't think Ancelotti is going to be going to Everton anytime soon. I might be wrong in thinking that. Any Everton fans who disagree with me, let me know why. David Unsworth looks like the logical replacement. You're going to probably look inwards in a situation like this. It's the ideal situation. But is it a case of grass is green on the other side? You know, his experience is only at Preston, I think, David Unsworth has, so he's not exactly capable of getting a team.
Yeah.
The idea for Everton this year was to break into that top six. That was your aim this year. Is Unsworth the man who can come in at a really crucial, critical time where, you know, if he comes in and gets 3 losses in a row, a bit like Hodgson at Crystal Palace, the pressure's going to go instantly on his back.
I would also say that there isn't a huge reason to react too much on this one, because if you finish 6th or 7th, I don't think that's a huge problem. If you give him those 100 games, this is Ronald Koeman. He's from good stock. He's from good pedigree. Give him that time, and then maybe like Martinez. I know you got sick of him by the end, but at least you gave him a chance. I would do the same with
got Max Barlow here saying Moshiri wants a well-known manager and a winner, someone who can attract players. I suppose that's something that Unsworth wouldn't have.
No, Ancelotti would be a step forward in that sense. He'd have to be very excited about the project. We're going to be in the comments for an hour at least after this, so let us know your thoughts on Everton, especially if you're an Everton fan, because you know more about this than we do. Let's move on to Arsenal. Got that win, the back page of the Metro, and I think there's another one, might be the Telegraph, not sure, but they were saying that it was quite a clear headline. It's like, "We've got balls," and a picture of Giroud like that. A lot of talk about their cojones, and they got that win. A great little drive from Jack Wilshere in the lead up to the goal.
Their saviour. I think we were taking the piss out of him. Jack Wilshere really is the saviour, right?
It turns out he is. Of course, Arsenal playing Everton. We talk about our Arsenal getting bullied in the press in the One for the Weekend podcast, so make sure you don't miss that. Yep. But on the back page of the Mirror, it's saying Arsenal's Mesut Ozil's confident Manchester United transfer will happen, that he's telling his teammates it's in the bag.
I had that up as well.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. How would you feel, Arsenal fans? We'll go to the comments in just a second. If Mesut Ozil went to Man United, would you be bothered? I think some people have said it's fine. I know your feelings on it is that you don't want him.
I've made it very clear that I wouldn't want to touch him. There's 2 different types of Mesut Ozil, right? There's a Mesut Ozil that joined Real Madrid after the World Cup in 2010 under Mourinho. He was outstanding, probably in top 5 players in the world. At Arsenal, he can be brilliant 1 week, but 3 weeks he can disappear. And I just don't think that type of luxury player will work at Mourinho, under Mourinho, in this system we're building at Manchester United. But that's not to say that Ozil wouldn't improve Bayern Munich. He wouldn't improve some of the top teams around the world. I just don't think he suits what we need at the moment.
United boss Jose Mourinho has publicly admitted that he regards Ozil as the best number 10 in the world.
Has he?
That's what it says according to the Daily Mirror. So they have a strong relationship and working together at Real Madrid. Is he going to give him that oomph that he needs?
But you have to remember is that, yes, that there's 2 different types of relationships that Ozil had. You know, on the one hand, they did work together well, but Ozil in his autobiography wrote about how Mourinho not literally, but it was in a changing room scuffle when he was just saying, look, you think you can do 2 great passes a game and that's enough. That is not enough. It's just a scowling damnation of Ozil's style of play. And so it's yin and yang. There's going to be a lot of United fans that would like Ozil at United, but there's going to be some that don't.
So what are the guys saying? As before we let you know, there's another Arsenal player who's come back. So we're going to say that in a second. Right,
so we got Mujib Ahmed saying, as an Arsenal fan, it wouldn't bother me if he went. And if I'm looking at the 2 free transfers that could leave Arsenal this summer, Sanchez is definitely the one that's going to hurt Arsenal a little bit more. Lewis Day saying, as much as I love Ozil, I just want to see his career be as good as it can be, and that's probably away from the Emirates. And again, when you look at how he played, when he played under Mourinho, Ozil was very disciplined. He had a specialist role. He couldn't move too much. He had to do what he's supposed to do. At Arsenal, he's given free roam. Wenger just says, look, do what you want. And we all thought that was going to get more out of Ozil, but weirdly, it seems like it's allowed
social loafing.
It's allowed him to be slightly lazy.
Social loafing. Final story for you, a bit of fun. Paul Merson is back. Got a roasting in Social Club this week.
Roasting
from Ped and Steve Howson and Paul. You can go check out that. But yeah, the 2-time First Division winner played 327 league appearances for the Gunners, and he turned out for Welsh League Football Club. I'm going to try and say this right. Carrow. FC. 49 Merson was. There are some great pictures of him. He is not in the right shape to be playing professional football, but this is the 4th tier of Welsh football. It was all going well. They were 3-2 up at half-time, and then the floodlights went. So the game was called off. Absolute nightmare. Sorry, Division 3 clash with Pontyclun. It's nice to see that. I love that there's still those stories, and it's good to see a man with a large belly playing football.
There's hope for us all.
There's hope for us all. Let us know your thoughts on Paul Merson. Can he still cut it? Could he replace Ozil? Would you like Ozil? Would you be okay with Ozil going to Man United, or is it under no circumstances should he be going to another Premier League club? And Everton fans, talk to us. Let us know your thoughts on Koeman.
Get your comments in.
You know better than us and the journalists as well. That's the end of this week, the first week, but we'll be back on Monday at 10 a.m.
I enjoyed it this week.
Good. It's been a good week.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. There's lots of you watching. If you like it, please drop a like on the video. It makes a big difference to us.
Absolutely. Hit that notification bell so you can join us live every single weekday morning at 10 a.m. And don't forget, One for the Weekend is dropping right now. It's dropping right now, the podcast.
As we're speaking.
Exactly. So make sure you check that out. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on Sunday for the Sunday breakdown.
Big weekend of football this weekend.
Huge weekend. If you're Everton or an Arsenal fan or a fan of any Premier League club, come and join me and we'll have a chat on Sunday. I'll see you then.